Hello, everybody. We are going live. Okay, bear with me 1 second. Just trying to get both of these situated so that I can actually see both of them. All right. We're going to wait a couple of minutes for people to start coming in here. Super excited about our topics this evening. Got lots of fun stuff to talk about. Okay. See a couple people filtering in on Facebook. Thank you so much. Okay, starting to see people on our YouTube as well. That is awesome. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. As you can see, I'm solo. So nothing's wrong. Scott just had a very trying day at work, and it's been a very miserable day here in Pittsburgh. It started out absolutely beautiful and sunny. I woke up with the sun, and it was gorgeous, and I had so many good hopes for the day. And then had to do a little bit of driving around and some errands and such, and it just progressively got worse throughout the day with the rain and just it was miserable. So definitely glad that we are back home tonight. Dreaming of the backdrop that is behind me because I cannot wait until we get to enjoy those beautiful palm trees and white sand beaches. So thinking positive thoughts and thinking warm thoughts because even though I think it hit about 55 degrees up here today in Pittsburgh, it felt cold all day because of that nasty, nasty rain. So anywho, you guys don't want to hear about that. So let's go ahead and get started on our news this evening. As I said, Scott won't be joining me this evening. I'm going to try to make this a little bit shorter of a video for you guys this evening because I don't want to completely lose my voice. We'll see how that goes. So, Deb, yell at me if you hear me start to go hoarse. How's that? So over at Walt Disney World, there is some different things I wanted to talk to you guys about that has happened over the past week. They have announced that Connections Cafe over in Epcot is going to be opening this spring, spring of 2022. That is really exciting. Me personally, I've never quite understood going and having food in the World Showcase, I apologize, in the Future World areas of Epcot because there's so many amazing places that you can eat and things that you can do over at, thanks Deb, over in the World Showcase. So it's really exciting because it's another venue for people to be able to go in and eat. It's going to be the future home of Starbucks. If you guys are coffee fanatics, that's a great place for you to go and get your coffee fix. But for me, I'd much rather go to Le Cellier Steakhouse or something like that rather than go to a quick service here. But it's great for people that just want to get a quick bite to eat and go. Hi, Chris. Thanks for joining us over there on Facebook. Other things that they're going to be having at the Connections Cafe, they're going to do some twists on some classics. What they mean by that is they're going to have different things on the menu, but the ones that I picked out I thought were interesting. Southwest burger with chipotle, corn salsa, and guacamole. That sounds good, and I'm not a burger eater, so that one was good. They're also doing a meatball pizza. Not sure how I feel about that, but I'm sure a lot of people will like it. And then they're also doing what's called a Liege waffle. I didn't know what that was, but apparently it's a brioche yeast dough stuffed with pearl sugar and tasty toppings. They're also going to have an apple pie gelato shake. Now that one sounds really, really cool. I would like to try that one. Provided it doesn't have cinnamon in it. So, Christopher, I'm just reiterating, your dad had a very trying day at work, so he is sitting this live out. Hopefully, I will be able to keep this one a little bit shorter this evening so that I don't completely lose my voice. So, don't worry, though. He'll be back with us next week because he has next Monday off for Easter, so he'll be able to join us. And teaser, make sure you watch to the end of this video because I'm going to release this week what we're going to be talking about next week, and you're not going to want to miss it. New this week, very exciting, Disney Plus subscribers have the opportunity to save up to 25% off of their rooms when they book a Disney World vacation package. Now, that is for select hotels from July 8th through September 30th. So it's basically replacing the current promotion that they're having right now, where you get up to 25% off. I can't remember what that particular category is, but basically everybody is eligible for it. Um, yes, we're at 148 subscribers. Thank you. Scott's over on my YouTube channel, and he's talking to me from the other room. So that's awesome. Thank you for that. That really messed with me. I saw bright yellow, and I'm like, wait, what? I didn't type anything. Oh, goodness. All right. So, how the Disney Plus subscriber discount is going to work. It is going to be 25% off of deluxe and deluxe villa resorts. So, think your Wilderness Lodge, Contemporary Resort, beach club, yacht club, boardwalk. Those are going to be your deluxe resorts. 20% off of your moderate. So that's going to be both of your Port Orleans, Riverside, and French Quarter. Caribbean Beach is considered a moderate. That's the kind of hotels that you're looking at for that. And then you'll also get suites. 20% off of the suites at Art of Animation. So that's going to be your Lion King suites, Cars suites, and your Finding Nemo suites. And then 20% off of your cabins at the Fort Wilderness Resort. Okay. You get 15% off at your value resorts. And this one's a little different from the last promotion that they had running, because your value resorts are going to be your Pop Century and all of your All Stars, but it's also going to count for your Little Mermaid rooms at the Art of Animation Resort. Because if you remember, Disney technically considers the Art of Animation Resort to be a value resort, but they price their family suites in the moderate and higher moderate because you can sleep 6 people in those. So just something to keep in mind. So they actually broke it out this time, which I think was really nice that they did that. And then you can get 10% off at any of the campsites. So if you have an RV you're planning on going down, you have an opportunity for getting a 10% discount off of that, provided that there are spaces available for camping. In order for you to be able to take advantage of this discount, first off, yes, I can book that. So make sure that you get a hold of me. I can quote that for you, tell you exactly what it's going to be. We'll get you in there. Now, you're going to have to provide your user ID for your Disney Plus account. And then that will be submitted for verification with a particular verification form that will need to be filled out. And eligible guests that has Disney Plus and pass the qualifications for this discount can book up to 3 rooms. So in my instance, if I were to go, say, with Christopher and his wife, and then my in-laws, Deb and Mike, I could book 3 rooms off of my Disney Plus account. So pretty cool that I can do that. All right. Moving off of that, other news, Festival of the Lion King over at Animal Kingdom. They have announced that they are going to be bringing back the tumble monkeys and birds this summer. So I have never personally seen this particular show in person. I have seen some YouTube videos of it. It's very cool. I've heard it's much better in person. It's something I really want to do. But people have been saying since it was brought back that it was lacking, and I'm really excited that they are bringing back the tumblers and the birds flying over and stuff, because it is a very cool experience. Just the birds of flight that's out in Animal Kingdom, right by the Tree of Life, is really cool. I can't imagine when they put that into a show, just how much more over the top that makes that. So very excited that that's coming back this summer. Also, they are bringing Mickey and Minnie back to Adventure Outpost, and they will be able to start doing hugs and high fives very soon. So that's exciting as well, next Monday. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about with Walt Disney World is Finding Nemo, Big Blue, and Beyond is going to be opening soon. As people are aware, they had closed down the original Finding Nemo musical, and they had said that they were not bringing it back. But they have decided that they're going to go ahead and bring it back, and they're going to bring and do it a little bit differently. So I'm really excited to see that, see how they do that, which characters they bring back, how different it's going to be from the original production. We sound like a bunch of owls. Yes, you guys do on there. That's really funny. Anybody curious what they're talking about, head over to our YouTube channel and look at the comments, because all I see is woo-hoo, woo-hoo. All right. Hopping across to the other side of the country, Alani has some good information for you guys. You can save um, from August 23rd through November 18th, and then November 26th through December 22nd. So this is going to be more for their late summer and fall winter uh, uh, hotel rooms. Now, what they're doing is you can save up to 30% on select rooms of 5 or more consecutive nights. So if you're going to stay there for 5 nights, you can save up to 30% off of your room, depending on your room category. Now, if you are only planning on staying 4 nights, you can still save 25% off of your room per night. So that's still a pretty good savings. They are asking for people that do want to book into this to make sure that you book by May 4th in order to get that. And if you do that by May 4th, they will also give you a $150 resort credit that you can use on your vacation there. It is for a minimum of 4+ nights, though. So you can't book a 3-night and still get the credit, even though you're not getting the hotel discount. So you have to make sure you book at least a 4-night stay. I'm ready to leave and go to Disney. Ready to get this stuff paid off to go. Oh, yes, Christopher. You and me both. I cannot wait. So, heading back over towards Florida because that's going to be the focal point of most of our video this evening. Busch Gardens, Tampa. They've got some different things happening this year. Later this year, they're planning on unveiling a new park entrance. Really interested to see what that's going to look like and how that's going to go. They have also announced that they're going to be doing a lot of refreshing on their different attractions and even some of the areas. So, for instance, the coaster Montu, they've already painted it, but apparently they've got more things in the works as far as sprucing it up and really bringing it back to life. They are also planning on doing some refreshed looks. It's not an actual refurbishment, but some refreshed looks for Cheetah Hunt and Stanley Falls Flume. Also, they're going to go through the Moroccan Village in Pantopia, and they're going to do an overhaul and completely refresh those areas as well. So, going to be a very, very gorgeous park, even more so than what it already is. But for people that are planning on going this summer or even this fall, do keep in mind we'll have to be very careful as to what is going to be open and closed because they do have these refurbishments on the books. Okay. The other thing with Busch Gardens Tampa is their fan favorite Cirque Electric is going to return to Stanleyville Theater this summer. I didn't find an actual date on when this is coming back, but I've heard that it is a very popular event that they do, a show that they do. So it sounds really cool. They're going to have acrobatic stunts. It's a dynamic performance, is what the critics have deemed it. So it sounds like a really cool thing to do. Looking forward to seeing that. And then for our local Kennywood, for those of you that are in the Pittsburgh area and you aren't planning on flying down to Orlando and you want to do some things here locally or jump over from Ohio and do Kennywood, there's some interesting things happening there. It's officially the 125th celebration for Kennywood. Scott and I have talked about it, and we are actually thinking about becoming season pass holders this year, which we have never done in all of our time of living up here, because there's a few things that they're planning on doing. Very similar to Walt Disney World, they're extending it out over a 2-year period of celebrations and changing up some things. So thought that was interesting that they're taking a feather out of Disney's cap and doing it that way. But they are officially opening for the season on April 17th, which is this Sunday, happens to be Easter. So that is exciting that they are going to be opening up. Now, they are going to have limited days. I don't think they're going to be open Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or it's Monday through Wednesday. They've got like 3 days off a week that they're not going to be open until summer actually hits, just because they do get a lot of students, like high school students and college students and stuff, that won't be going during the week until after school is out. So keep that in mind if that is something that you were thinking about doing. If you are in the Pittsburgh area, definitely check with your school and see if they're going to be doing a Kennywood Day, because I know our kids, we did that for years, going to Kennywood Day with our kids when they wanted to. I think we may end up doing it again this year because Noah had asked to. But it's a day where the school lets out for a half day, or they plan on it being on a Saturday or Sunday, depending on your school district. And you get to go and hang out with your friends, get a discounted ticket to Kennywood, and basically just have a lot of fun. So it's a really good time, and I highly recommend that. If you're in the Pittsburgh area and your school is offering that, definitely get a group of your kids' friends together with their parents and go have fun. The Exterminator. Yes, the Exterminator is actually probably one of my favorite roller coasters, which sounds really weird, but I absolutely love it. It terrified me the very first time. I can't remember who I was on it with. It was JT or Noah, or JT or Chris. And I'm wanting to say it was Chris because he got me into the thing, the ride vehicle, and then he was like, he goes, "Oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad." And the bar came down, and we started going up the hill. And I don't like the clackety clackety clack. Anyone hungry? Plenty of cream for chicken and biscuits left. I have no idea what that means, Deb. You'll have to elaborate on that for me. Um, but so the clackety clackety clack, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I really don't like this. I really don't like this. And I'm starting to freak out. And he looks at me and he goes, "You're in so much trouble. You're just going to hate this. And I'm going to pummel you." And I was like, "Don't say that." He's like going back and forth and stuff. He was going to like bang into me a lot. So ended up absolutely loving the ride. It's great fun. Highly recommend it for anybody that wants to do it. But definitely my first experience on it. Gotta love those kids. Like he definitely got me good. Speaking of kids, one thing that they did a couple of during the pandemic is Kennywood actually took out one of our favorite attractions, which is the Kangaroo. Hi, Amy. Thanks for joining us over on Facebook. Appreciate it. Deb Steiner, supper time now. Okay. That sounds really good, actually. Cream chicken and biscuits, cream of chicken and biscuits. That sounds good. But they have decided that they are going to bring back the Kangaroo at Kennywood. They are completely refurbishing it. It's going to have all new neon lights and such on it. And it's going to be a really cool ride that they're going to be bringing back in here. So very, very excited for that. Now, what they're planning on doing over at Kennywood is they brought over a whole new, I don't know if I necessarily want to call it a festival, but like a season that they're doing, which is Swing into Spring over at Kennywood. And that will be going on for the next couple of months until the summer hits. So definitely make sure that you are checking out what they are doing during that event. If you have any questions or if you want to look into it, just go to kennywood.com and click on special events. So all right, I think that does it for my news of theme parks, but I feel like I'm forgetting one. Oh, Universal. Yeah, I'm forgetting Universal. Well, to be honest, they really didn't have a whole lot going on for news other than Beetlejuice is hugging it up. I have seen him all over my Instagram feed, giving people hugs and just being so happy to be able to be more interactive. They have some fantastic actor that I see all the time that is Mr. Beetlejuice, and he's really cool. So definitely very excited that that is coming back. Well worth it. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about, and if you guys have been on my Instagram at all today, you'll see that I have sent out several different photos teasing to what we're going to be talking about. And a couple of people, I think, have guessed it. I didn't really see too many comments on it, but I definitely got a lot of likes on everything. So we're going to talk about the Hard Rock Hotel at the Universal Orlando Resort. And the reason why I wanted to talk about that one this evening is because I miss the palm trees. That sounds so funny, but I mean, I really do. I miss the palm trees, among other things. But it's actually a resort that we have stayed at before. It was our very first experience of staying on property at Universal Orlando Resort. But we do not have a video of it yet because that was prior to our YouTube channel being launched. So hopefully at some point this year, we'll be able to get a room and be able to do a full resort and room tour for you. But just as a heads up, that might be a little bit harder to do at this particular resort because one, it is incredibly popular, but it's also a lot smaller than the other premier resorts that are on property. Hi, Becky. Thanks for joining us over here on Facebook. I appreciate it. So the Universal Hard Rock Hotel opened in January of 2001, and it favors I guess they call it the Mission Revival architecture. So it definitely looks like the Alamo or the different missions and stuff that you would see in Texas. And if you are familiar with the Eagles, it looks like it was built or it was built after the Eagles Hotel California album cover a little bit. So there's an interesting little tidbit of information right there for you. It's also accented with over $1 million worth of rare rock memorabilia. And what's really cool is we saw a dress that Lady Gaga wore. Can't believe how tiny that woman is because oh my gosh, like my thigh couldn't have fit in it. It's really that tiny. It's super super tiny. We also got to see other things that were Michael Jackson, other different pop stars, rock stars, and things, Elton John, ones that too many for me to be able to tell you all about. But you walk in and you immediately can see stuff on either side as soon as you walk in. And it's really, really neat to be able to walk through those halls and see all the different memorabilias that they have there. Now, like I said, the Hard Rock Hotel only has 650 rooms, and that is a lot smaller than what the other two premier resorts are at Universal Orlando Hotel Resort. The other two have about 1,000 rooms each. So that's one reason why when people contact me and they're interested in booking a vacation here, it's harder for me to get them into Hard Rock, especially if they're looking for a king room because first off, I mean, they're already a lot less. I have a lot less rooms, and then your king categories are a lot smaller as well. So for me to go through that, I do want to just kind of mention it real quick because when you put it all out there, it really does make it seem like it gives you perspective on this particular hotel. It's definitely a more intimate feel. So there's only 41 standard view rooms, but they do have 346 garden view rooms, and garden views are absolutely amazing. Don't knock those. There's not going to be a whole lot for you to be able to see on the backside anyway. Your other option is going to be pool view, which there are, excuse me, 102 pool view rooms that are standard rooms that are available, which don't get me wrong is really nice, but of those garden view rooms, you can have overlooking the butterfly garden and things like that. So don't knock those garden view rooms. It's well worth staying in one of those. They also have only 16 deluxe king staterooms or 26 double queen staterooms, and then they have 86 club level standard rooms. Now, club level is something that the Hard Rock has where if you stay in a club level room, which is up on the 7th floor, it's the entire 7th floor of the hotel, you can go and check out the, what do they call that? I wrote it down so I didn't forget, Rock Royalty Lounge. And you'll have a continental breakfast that's available for you every day. You can pick up as many bottles of water as you want that are actually themed to the Hard Rock Hotel. It says RR on it for Rock Royalty on the bottle. Thank you. Oh, you can see that my brain was just like shutting down. And then they also do hors d'oeuvres in the evening, and you can even get some not cocktails. You can get a glass of wine or certain beers and stuff as well. They'll have a lovely server there that will be able to serve you as long as you're of age. But tips are very much appreciated for those people. So other things that they have there, they have 12 all-American music-themed kids suites. So if you've got a little rock star in your family, this is an amazing experience that you can do with your kids. And not only can you have them in this really cool rock star kids-themed room, You can also rent them an authentic Fender guitar, one of only 20 that they have available for lease while you are staying on property. And they'll bring that up to your room as well as an amplifier, and your kid can rock out all they want in their kid suite that is rock and roll themed with a authentic Fender. So that's another really cool thing you can do. And even if you're not, even if you don't have kids and you still want to do that, I mean, you don't have to be a kid in order to rent the Fender, obviously. So, other things that they do have two club level kids suites, and then they have only four of the club level deluxe king suites available. And then two of the club level king suites. They also have one Graceland suite, only one. So if that is something that you are interested in, that one definitely books up really, really quickly. That might be something where we could only do it for a split stay, like for 2 nights or something, because of just trying to get you in there. But if that's something that you want to do, I can definitely make it happen. I think it would be really cool to be able to stay in that Graceland suite at the Hard Rock Hotel in Orlando. Prices for these hotels, for these hotel rooms, they're not cheap. They range starting at about $314 a night, and then they go up to about $554 a night. Now, that does seem like a lot, but you get a lot with this particular hotel. It is very close to Universal Studios Resort. You can walk there, or you can take the water taxis. I'm a big advocate of the water taxis. I absolutely love them. So you can take that right over to City Walk. You are right on site. You don't have to worry about that. You also get with your hotel key early park admission, regardless of the tickets that you have. You still have to have your ticket, obviously, but regardless whether you're an annual pass holder or just have a day ticket, you get early park admission. You get complimentary package delivery. Now, this is a little bit different. According to the article that I read that was just written a couple of weeks ago, they brought it back. I have to double check that for anybody that's actually going. But you buy something in the parks, you can have them ship it right back to your hotel, and then you pick it up at the hotel. So that is a really cool feature. So you're not carrying around Hagrid's big pink umbrella wand all day. You can just have it shipped right back over to your room. The only thing I will say with that is you have to make sure that you aren't doing it the day before you check out, because it does take 24 to 48 hours for them to get it back over to the hotel for you. You also get charging privileges with your room key. And this is really dangerous. I never do it with my teenagers because I'm terrified of what they're going to buy. And then I have to pay for when at the end of the stay. But this is something that you can do. That way you're not taking a whole bunch of other things with you. You just charge it to your room key, whether you're in the resorts or City Walk, pretty much every destination that's within this Universal pocket will be able to accept that as a form of payment, and then you settle up at the end of your stay with the Hard Rock Hotel. You also get scheduled transport to SeaWorld and Aquatica. So those parks are very, very close to Universal Orlando Resort. So if that's something that you guys want to do, we can definitely get you your tickets, have you know exactly when the buses are going to be leaving, and then what time you need to be back at the buses in order for them to bring you back over to your hotel at the Hard Rock Hotel. So very, very cool. Other things that you can do within the Hard Rock Hotel resort area is you can stream celebrity curated playlists. I think that's really cool. I mean, if you have always wanted to know what somebody listens to or listen to, ZZ Top comes to mind. I would absolutely love to listen to the music that he used to listen to when he was with us. I think that would be really amazing. Something like that. You can also get a Crossley turntable with 10 iconic records sent to your room, and you can use that turntable as well. So there's a couple of other things that you can do, which is really amazing. You can also, guess what? You can bring Fido if you choose to. It is a pet-friendly hotel. They do have a limited number of pet-friendly rooms, obviously. They don't open up all of them. So definitely have to make sure that there is availability for that and check your breed restrictions. But there are pets there, and they've got a pet area for the restroom and all that stuff. They're very, very good for all of your. If you want to bring one of your pets with you, or your dog, your cat, things like that, you can do it here. But do expect to have a $100 pet fee that you will have to pay upon check-in, and obviously make sure that they're aware that the pet is coming, because they won't just put you into any room. Now, Hard Rock Hotel is actually the home of two full service restaurants. The first is called The Kitchen. This is actually one of the most popular places on Universal Orlando Resort property to get a continental breakfast. It's supposed to be very, very good. Unfortunately, we have not had it yet. We were supposed to, and I think it was just a thing of not getting everybody up in time for us to be able to make it. So I had to cancel the reservation. So sometimes that happens. I mean, best laid plans. I mean, you go on vacation, they don't happen. So it is what it is. We will hopefully be able to check that out on one of our future trips there, because I want to. They also have other American favorites, and they do have a decent amount of time for that they are open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you can do reservations, which are highly recommended for their breakfast and for their dinner. I believe they also have the reservations open for lunch, but it's a little bit easier to get in for the lunch than it is for breakfast or dinner. The other place is, it's funny to me because they called it a chain. Um, it's called the Palm, and I had no idea what this was until I happened to watch. I started watching a new YouTuber a couple of weeks ago at the recommendation of Katie and Spencer from Best Life and Beyond. I wanted to know more about Las Vegas, and Dale and Paula McKenzie are absolutely amazing people that live in Las Vegas, and they go and they do staycations, and they go do these amazing Uh, videos of the places that they stay, the places that they eat. And one of the places that they ate at was the Palm. And I wish I could remember which hotel it's in. I apologize. Maybe Scott will be able to help me with that. But they went and they had an amazing New York steak there. And there's only, I didn't realize that there was one in Orlando right here at the Hard Rock Hotel, but it's award winning New York steak. And other different things that they have there. And then it models itself after the original, which happens to be in New York City, which is one of the most popular steakhouses in New York City. So when you go to the Palm in Orlando, apparently not only are they very popular for the New York steaks because they do it the same way they do at the other two restaurants that I'm now aware of, but they're also well known for the Nova Scotia lobsters. So definitely check that out. Now, if you are coming back from the parks, you don't want to sit down and eat a meal, you just want to grab something, head up to your room, snack a little bit, and then go to bed. Trust me, we have all had those nights. They have a quick service spot called Emek and Bolio's Marketplace. Now, you can get grab and go ice cream, grab and go foods. They have award-winning ice cream here, supposed to be absolutely fantastic. This is also where the Starbucks is going to be, or Starbucks is, if you wanted to get yourself a nightcap or a decaf coffee on your way up to bed, that kind of thing. The other place that you can go if you're wanting to have some cocktails is the Velvet Bar. According to what I have seen, this is the place to be seen and see everybody else. It's a very, very posh place. And the last Thursday of the month, they do what is called Velvet Sessions. So, very cool place for you to be able to check that out and see what's going on there. Um, Another thing that I didn't have a chance to even get started on is the pool. And that was another reason why I chose this particular backdrop. I know I'm reusing it again, but I love it. It is so beautiful, the Hard Rock Hotel pool. It almost looks exactly like what's behind me, except the water is even bluer. You have these amazing palm trees that are lining the pool area. You've got these white sand beaches. It is a zero entry white sand entry into this pool. It's only about 3.5 feet deep. It's not very deep, which was my only complaint that I had about it. Is like you really have to like crouch down, or like you could almost sit on the bottom of it. It's not very deep, but they also have a 260-foot water slide that you can do. Unfortunately, last time when we had stayed there, they didn't have the water slide open, or I'm sure that my teenagers and my husband would have been doing it over and over again. It looks like a very, very cool water slide. Um, they also often do live bands and DJs at the pool. Very, very fun atmosphere that they have there. And they do dive in movies on select nights. So I wonder if this is a place where they'll actually play Jaws while you're in the water, because that seems like a universal thing to do. So they also have a fitness center for those of you that are interested. It is called Sound Body, and you can also request a free Rock Om yoga kit for one of three on-demand yoga videos, which includes your yoga mat, which you can do either in the gym or in your room, depending on what you want to do. So you don't have to bring that stuff. Probably more fun than our water slide. Probably, I don't know, Chris. Yours was a lot of fun, according to Nick. So, but he loves every single one of them. So I don't know if he has a favorite. They also have a game room and arcade, which is near the pool. Pretty standard for most of these hotels. I don't think there was anything really special about that one when we ran it the last time we were there. They also have the Rock Shop, which is where I got this T-shirt from. It opens May 11th. Cool. He's talking about his pool, not Hard Rocks. Hard Rocks is open. So the Rock Shop is one of our favorite places to go and get different things. I actually have a Hard Rock Hotel drawstring bag that I use for every Universal trip because it fits right into those lockers really easily. And then other T-shirts and different things that we have purchased from there over the years. Similar products to what you will find at the Hard Rock. The Palm is in Caesar's Palace. Thank you. I had a feeling you had to look that up, so I do very much appreciate that, Scott. So if you are interested in the Palm, or you happen to really enjoy the Palm when you go to Orlando, when I get you out to Vegas, we'll get you at the Palm there. So it's kind of a new mission for me. I want to have a really good steak from each of the Palms in our country. I think that would be cool. Adding it to the list. There's another one. So the Rock Shop, again, it's going to have similar merchandise to what you would find at most Hard Rock cafes, except like, for instance, my shirt at the bottom, it says Orlando. I'm not standing up so you can see that, but it does say Orlando on there. So it's at the Hard Rock Cafe at Orlando that they have, as well as over at the gift shop. They do a similar shirt I saw over in our Hard Rock Cafe Pittsburgh. So I think that's something that they try to do at each one. And obviously, they'll have new and kind of more varied things at their more popular areas. And since there's a hotel as well as the cafe, you've got more of a selection down there than what you would here in Pittsburgh at our cafe. So Butterfly Garden. I touched on this just a little bit. So in between, on the walkway heading over towards Universal Studios and City Walk, is a butterfly garden. And this is an absolutely amazing place that I have actually seen, I think, 3 different couples get married in because obviously Hard Rock Hotel, it's an absolutely gorgeous place anyway. But this butterfly garden just kind of adds a whole other level with these absolutely gorgeous flowers. They've got this all natural archway that has different flowers and things and stuff that grow over it. And you have these amazing butterflies that are there for a good portion of the year. And so it's a really amazing place that a lot of people go and get. That's where they have their wedding ceremony when they come to the Hard Rock Hotel for their wedding. So that's something else that you guys could do if you choose to. The only other thing I didn't talk about is you do have to pay for parking when you are staying at the Hard Rock Hotel in Orlando. It is $28 a day, which sounds expensive, but that's going to be pretty close to what you're paying over at a deluxe resort over at Disney World as well. So they're pretty close to being on par. The difference is you do have the option for valet parking, which is $37 a night. So that is something to think about if you are planning on driving instead of flying. That might be something that you will have to figure into your cost when you stay at the Hard Rock Hotel. Okay. I think that pretty much covers everything that I wanted to talk to you guys about with the Hard Rock. Like I said, we had stayed there a few years ago. The Palm is also New York, New York, DC, and in Virginia. Oh, I didn't know about the Virginia. Ooh. So I do remember the DC though. I forgot to mention that one. So cool. I love it. So, like I said, that was our very first experience. Actually, it was our very first experience of not only staying at a Universal Orlando resort, but staying in a posh or deluxe location. But when we first started vacationing and going to Orlando, to be completely honest with you guys, we were definitely the budget people. We were the ones that were, where can we stay in Kissimmee that's like $60 a night, that's still in a safe neighborhood, and we buy our tickets, and sometimes it would just be like a Halloween party ticket at Disney, or we'd find deals and stuff on our Universal tickets so that we could do that. So we were definitely the budget conscious family, because that was what we had to do. And if you are a budget conscious family, I can definitely help you with that as well. This was before they had endless summer resorts too, by the way. They didn't have that as an option at Universal. We weren't well acquainted enough with Disney to know that the all-star resorts are probably just as reasonable, because we weren't paying the parking fees and everything to stay there at the time as we were when we were going over and staying in Kissimmee. So just throwing that out there. We've learned a lot from our mistakes, but I digress. Hard Rock was our first real experience of feeling like rock stars. We really did. We went, um, remember those budget motels? Yes. Yeah, I think that was the final straw, was the last one we all stayed in together. So, but when we were there, we had gotten our annual pass because we decided, you know what, we're going to come down. This is a product that we sell with our travel agency. We're going to come down again at least once or twice more before our pass expires at the end of the year, and we're just going to do it. So we bought our passes. We go in, scared to death, because we walk into this huge place that is like marble floors. They've got this beautiful clock that is just glowing down onto the flooring and stuff so that you can see the time on it. And you look out over these beautiful big bay windows and you can see the pool area and stuff beyond. And it's an amazing experience when you walk in. So we go to the front desk. They get us checked in and everything, and of course, I'm just like, I'm sweating bullets because I'm like, oh my gosh, what if the package I bought wasn't right, or what if they can't find my reservation and stuff? And this is what I do. I mean, ask poor Charlie, because I just went through it all with her today. They leave tomorrow for vacation, and I've already called the hotel twice. So that's what I do for you, so you don't have to worry about it. But we get there, and absolutely treated like royalty. It was amazing. They really made me feel so much better about my check-in process, getting us our room keys. They escorted us over to the ticket center so that they could print out our annual passes for us, showing us everything that we can do. That it was right there, a real one-on-one experience. Told us how to get to our hotel, go to the elevator. Told us how the elevator worked, because we happened to stay in that club level room, so that we could have the continental breakfast and the hors d'oeuvres and everything for our stay. And when you do that, you actually have to use your room key and hit the elevator sensor when you hit the seventh floor, so that it will take you up to the seventh floor. Otherwise, it won't work. So that was interesting for us. Definitely going up there and going to the top level that not everybody could get to, and going into our room. And one thing, I couldn't find a photo of it. I know I have one somewhere. Is they have this mirror, and on this mirror, they have the heights of all of these different people that are in like Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or just really notable musicians. And so it's really cool figuring out who you are closest to in height. And it was also kind of neat going, oh my gosh, I didn't know that person was that tall, or my gosh, that person's tiny. Like no wonder, like Lady Gaga, for instance, she's really small person. I was like, no wonder she wears those like ridiculous heels that are like this big, like making herself like another 18 inches taller than what she really is. She has to. So that was another thing that we thought was really cool. And then if you are fortunate enough, you can actually get some backlot views from your room. If you are high enough up, which obviously we were on the top floor, the seventh floor. So we happened to be on the back side of the hotel, and we could see the parade floats going in and out of the backstage area for the parades, which was really amazing. We got to see the oh, what is it? The Minions Gru uh, float with all of the characters and stuff on it, like with them getting climbed up and getting onto it and going out. We were also able to see the dragon over at Diagon Alley. Could see her clear as day sitting on top of Gringotts, which was really interesting because then you can see King's Cross Station and MIB over there and everything. So it was just really interesting. Like she's hidden back in there. You'd never in a million years know she was there until you walked into Diagon Alley. But from that hotel view, we could see that, and it was absolutely amazing. And then at night, seeing her breathing fire at night and going, what was that? And having to run over and see what we could see and go, oh, it was the dragon. Isn't that cool? So definitely well worth our stay there. We highly recommend it for anybody that is interested. Like I said, it is a little bit harder to get in there because it does have a smaller capacity than the other premier resorts. But having that express pass alone, is so worth it. Really helps make up for the price. Plus, you're staying on the water taxi. Then you have all of the history and the memorabilia. If you are the least bit into music, you're going to find something there that you're just going to be like, wow, I can't believe this is here. That is amazing. So highly, highly recommend staying at the Hard Rock Hotel if you have the opportunity to. And I would be more than happy to get you there. So, I mean, 1 second to get a quick drink. All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for this evening's video. And for those of you that have stayed with me throughout this, I so appreciate you guys. And because I appreciate you so much, I'm going to tell you what we're going to talk about next week. Next Monday, we are going to be talking about different events happening around the parks for Earth Day, and also maybe one or two things happening up here in Pittsburgh if I happen to find anything, because Earth Day is going to be next week. And we're also going to be talking about the Animal Kingdom Lodge. That is a place that we got to stay last July. Absolutely loved it. We're going to be talking about Kidani Village and Jumbo House, what the differences are, why you should consider staying there, and also talking about the price difference with these promotions that they are doing. It's really reasonable for you to stay at these deluxe resorts as compared to a moderate resort or the higher end value resorts, because it really helps bring that price down for you just enough to go, okay, is it worth spending the extra $100 a night? And that's what we're going to be talking about. Wow, you really can get a lot of news out when Scott's not there. Sorry, kiddo. Yeah, well. Oh, no comment. I do wish he was here because I do love having my sounding board next to me because it makes me feel better. So I missed him this evening. Thank you though for the compliment. I do appreciate that. At least I got some news out there for you, and hopefully everybody was able to learn a little bit. So definitely tune in with us next Monday night at 8 p.m. That should be what, the 18th, April 18th at 8 p.m. We will be discussing the Animal Kingdom Lodge and other Earth Day information. Very excited about that. I hope that everybody has a wonderful spring break week. If this is your spring break, it's our kids' spring break week. And I know a lot of families in Ohio that are celebrating spring break this week. And I hope that you all have a wonderful Passover and Easter. So, with all that being said, please don't forget to hit that like button on Facebook if you haven't done so already. Make sure you're following us on Instagram. Hit that subscribe button and bell notification button on YouTube if you haven't done so already. I believe we have 148 subscribers, so we've 2 away from having Scott have to do a zip line. I can't wait to get that booked. So we're coming up on spring, so local places are opening up for that. So definitely make sure that you get that. That way you have that edited video out. He just gave me an angry face on Facebook. I love it. I know that was you. But definitely make sure that you have hit that bell notification button so that you know when that video uploads, because you are going to want to see that one. And with all that being said, are you guys ready for your next Plum Crazy adventure? Because we're certainly ready to get you there. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Happy Easter.